the fourth part of price action, and in this one we will start learning about the different patterns of price action, and we will start it from head and shoulder. All right. So what exactly head and shoulder is? It's just like a human being. This is a head and shoulder pattern. This is basically called as a trend reversal pattern. Price was creating higher highs. Yep, went another high and gave us a last wave of high. It comes back to the same support where it created its previous higher low. So now this becomes its shoulder and head, and now we will expect it to go up and create a left another shoulder. So now from here, when it will come back, this area will be called as neckline. And when a neckline, you have to wait for the neckline to break. When the neckline breaks, you take a trade. This will give you exact the trade of the size of head, size between head and neckline. So this is gonna be your TP here. That's a take profit. And this is another sign that market is in a sell trend and it is going towards the sell side. So this is exactly what head and shoulder is. And another kind of head and shoulder, which another form it can happen, is an inverse head and shoulder. Same in bearish market. Okay, in bearish market, this is what happens. Market was coming down, creating lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, and then it's a big move down and become one shoulder and a head. It will come back and it will stop for a while on the neckline. Then it will go down again to retest this previous trend line, right? You can see that. So it's going to retest this trend line. What does retest mean? I'm going to explain you in a minute. I didn't explain you yet. For the people, newbies. Okay, and then it will come and will stop at the neckline. As soon as you have to wait for it. As soon as it breaks, goes up, retests, and then you can take a buy. And it's a proper signal that market has changed its bearish trend to a bullish trend. Now we'll see this patterns on a live chart in a minute. But before that, let me explain you one thing, which is what exactly is a retest. Okay, what retest is that when market is creating higher highs or whatever situation is in the market, and it comes to a position where there is a trend line going and market breaks the trend line, whenever it will break any support or resistance or any support trend line on any resistance trend line, there are chances about 90% that it will come back to retest this area, that whether I can try to go back in this trend again or not. 95% of chances that it will never be able to break this and cannot go back again. 5% of the chances that it can go back again. So when it retests in 3 candles. Guys, remember this thing. When the first 2 candles, it is not able to break this trend line again and cannot go back again, wait for it. The third candle will definitely give you a sign that it's going back. If the third candle is still bullish, don't take a trade. Probably is going to enter back into the trend. But when it is bearish and it closes as a bearish one, then you can take a trade and the trend is changed. All right? It happens in the bearish market, it happens in the bullish market as well. Okay. So, in the support and resistance, for example, this market is a high, and it becomes support. The market comes back here, and no. Okay, this was a resistance here. Market went up, broke it. Right. Market broke something. Market is embarrassed that I broke something. Market want to try it again. Okay, well, can I fix the things? Whatever glass I broke, can I fix it? No. Let me try. Cannot. It will try it for two candles, and then it will say, okay, leave it. I ain't doing it anymore. It's gonna carry on with the new trend, upwards or downwards, same position. So this procedure is called retesting. Okay, we have discussed about head and shoulder. So let's do it manually. Market was creating higher highs, and all of a sudden, market jumped more high and came back and broke this high and stopped at the previous higher low. Now market went up again and stopped here just parallel to the previous high, which it broke here. This line broke this previous high, right? This is gonna be, look, you can see it's a shoulder, head, shoulder. Market will come back down, will break it, retests, will go down. And the TP will be equal to the distance between shoulder and neck. And you can draw a line. You can take the line down. Wherever it goes, the next support, the major support, you can take a TP till. This is your TP point. Alright. It does not happen exactly the way we've been studying in textbooks. A head and shoulder cannot exactly look like a perfect human being. It can be a little bit up, like this, or like this. What all you have to concentrate is neckline. Your neckline should be properly drawn, so when it breaks, it gives a confirmation and it goes down. Just remember this. All you need to practice it. You practice it, your eyesight will be fast, sharp to catch these kind of patterns. Scenario number 2. Market was creating lower highs, lower lows, then it came down, gave a wave, came back because it was embarrassed that I broke this previous lower low. Then it came back again, equal to the previous lower low, or just a little bit, 20-35 pips. Just remember guys, it shouldn't be more than 50% of the head, because then if it's more than 50% of the head, if it comes down more, like here, it's not a shoulder, then obviously it makes sense, isn't it? And it comes back, this is a neckline now. If it breaks it, wait for the retest. Just retest it, it's going to go down, and it's going to be equal to the neck, the distance between neck and the head. Was it simple, isn't it? All you need to do is just catch these patterns. We'll catch it in a minute in a live chart. Okay. Another thing, market is making higher highs. All of a sudden, I know something happened with market. It came down, broke the previous higher high, and gave us a signal that, oh, this was a shoulder. It's going up again to create a shoulder. But it does not stop here. It doesn't stop here. It goes up again. So probably normally the people will enter here for sale, that because they're expecting it to create another shoulder and will go down. That's where you show patience and do not take a trade until the pattern forms. So it equals to the previous, the all-time high. It will come down. What is it looks like? Double top. One top, two top. It breaks the neckline. It will retest. It will go straight down, and it's equal to the distance between head and neckline. The TP should be somewhere wherever the support, the major support you find. Calculating this area. This is a double top. Exactly happens in the inverse situation is double bottom. Market was coming down. It gave us a look of it's gonna make a inverse head and shoulder, but it went straight down, equals to the all-time low, comes back, breaks the neckline, retest it, go down straight away. And the distance between the neckline and the head and the top is your TP. So you can see the resistance, wherever is major resistance coming, you can take your profit and go out of the market. Okay, now we're gonna find out these both patterns in live chart. How? There we go. Let's do it, guys. Let's do it. That's good I found this example. What's happening here, mate, is market, it was going up, higher high, higher high. That was a big higher high. Then a head. The head should be till the wick, remember that. It stopped here for a while, but came back. I reckon it's gonna stop here. It's gonna go here, equals or a little bit up to create a head and shoulder. It's gonna go down. Don't you think so? It's not been created yet, but this is an example. You wait for 2-3 days and you'll find it. Another example which we're gonna find out straight away is, oh, Cat Frank in H1. So this works in all the time frames, lads. Look at that market. So as I told you, it's not gonna be exactly the way we draw it on the white page. Look, it was a shoulder, neckline, a head, came down. No, I couldn't do it basically. It was not a successful one. I will leave it. It was not a successful one. Let's find it in. There you go, another one. Looks like, yep. It's a weekly chart. Look at that. Shoulder, head, another shoulder. It comes down. The neckline would be like this a bit, and if it breaks down, it goes down straight away. Yeah. Euro Aussie was given. Look, that's a perfect example of head and shoulder, which Euro Aussie is forming, and it's still in the procedure. A shoulder, a head, a neckline, another shoulder. If it breaks this neckline, retest it, it's gonna go down. This is how you catch your trade, mate. Okay. Now we will try to find double tops. Okay, this is an example of a double top. Here, GBP AUD, previous days, it went up, shoulder, it's supposed to be a head, it came back, so the neckline would be like this. So people expected that from here, it's going to come down and make a head and shoulder. No, it didn't do it. It tricked us. So it tricked us very nicely. It went up again, and at the top, so the neckline became like this. As soon as it broke it, it went for a retest, little bit up, and then bang, straight away down. Proper double top example. This is how you guys have to find these kind of patterns while you do trading. Just keep trying and find these patterns in H1, H4. You want to trade it or no, but at least you give a practice to your eyes that you're gonna catch these kind of patterns, so you learn it to draw them and take trades properly, appropriately, and on the demo accounts if you want to do it. As soon as your confidence boosts up, your eyesight is sharp enough to catch these kind of patterns. There are just two patterns we just spoke about. So three or four more patterns coming in in the next video. I'll try to explain it more briefly, but these were the patterns which are trend reversal ones, and they are very profitable, and lots of traders love to trade on these patterns. Thank you so much. I'll meet you in the next